Palisades fire is already the most destructive in LA history. Two of our correspondents, Jacob Soberoff and Katie Tur, grew up there. Like so many others, they returned to find a heartbreaking scene.
Our main priority is getting the people out, and we hope people are prepared for these evacuations. And if you're in these warning areas, be ready to evacuate at a minute's notice and don't wait.
I had never seen anything like it before. Over 500,000 acres of buildings and properties burned to the ground. Thousands of people displaced, homes abandoned, cars melted to the ground into the street, and all sorts of craziness going on. Today on a special episode of the Kling Connection, we are going to explore the great Los Angeles wildfires of early 2025 and visit the people that it affected. Now, Shayna's not going to be along with me on this trip because some of you may know I do, as of the time of this video, own a business called Aaraya Public Adjusting, which is a public adjusting firm that helps people with damages to their home from insurance claims. So Shayna wasn't allowed in the areas that we went to visit. So this episode, you're with me and a fellow by the name of Jonathan, who owns a company called Clean Environmental, who are going to be a sponsor of this video. So join us along on this adventure and check out the great Los Angeles fires and why Los Angeles burned to the ground. Some say it was the homeless setting it on fire, others say it was a government conspiracy, others just say it was very bad land management that caused the fires. Either way, whatever you believe or whatever you've seen, this affected thousands, if not millions of people in the Los Angeles areas. Now, on to our special episode, Los Angeles on fire, LA burning. Right around Christmas time, 2025, the great Los Angeles fires swept through parts of Pacific Palisades and Altadena, as well as other parts of Los Angeles area. The destruction caused by the fires was monumental. I had never seen anything like it, and only kindred it to things that you saw on old World War II documentaries when the cities in Germany or Japan were burned out at the end of the war. It was almost like a ghost town feeling coming through the area, where occasionally you would see a contractor or a homeowner, but for the most part, it was a ghost town.
That's a lot of right there at the beginning. Here.
That's pretty normal.
Yeah.
And then you got a bunch of stuff on the other side of the window too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these floors are beautiful.
Yeah, we hope that we can do that over here.
How long ago did you? In a lot of instances, it's cheaper to replace it than actually have somebody like take off the back and go into the motherboard and clean that stuff out. So one of the things that you can do now is like start pulling data off of this stuff and backing it up, right? I mean, if there's anything important on there, like business stuff or tax records or things that you have a tankless water heater on the exterior, if you have any solar on the exterior, I put all these recommendations in my report if I think they may have been compromised electronically or otherwise. So that way you can use that report and, like for example, with your HVAC, your heating and air conditioning system, I must always throw in a recommendation to talk to a licensed contractor about that. I'm not a licensed HVAC guy, but I put that recommend in there so that you guys can follow up and make that call to have it evaluated by a professional, right?
And I think there's some type of latch there.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna Superman it.
Okay.
I'm coming your way. Perfect. All right, man, almost ready to test. Cool house, huh?
Mm-hmm.
upstairs will be easier, and then
You own the whole thing, right?
Yes, my dad does.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes, my dad owns the whole thing. He had to take his dog to the vet, so I'm here.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. I just wanted to make sure, like, you know, I just wanted to make sure that he owned the whole thing because
Yes.
my appointment says 111, but I saw 113 on here too.
Yeah.
So
It's true. They're separate, but it's both. He owns both, the whole property.
all right,
Yeah.
great, cool.
Okay.
Well, why don't I start? Is upstairs better?
Yeah, upstairs, and then we have the dogs in like our laundry storage room. So just let us know.
They're friendly, aren't they?
They're super friendly, but I know everyone's
Dude, I'm
comfortability
totally
level
cool
is
with
a little bit
dogs,
different. Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't bite back that hard.
Yeah. Let's see. My brother's up here too. I can walk you guys. Oh, will you guys if you guys are on the outside, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
okay, cool.
I'm just gonna kind of roll out here. and
Okay.
I'm just gonna set my
Okay,
thing over
yeah.
here on the table.
Yeah.
All right, great. Well, I'm just gonna kind of do my thing, and if I
Yeah.
have any questions, I'll let you know.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Go ahead. And let me know if you want me to turn any of the lights on.
This is perfect.
It's partially open still. My mom's a clean freak, so she, you know.
She destroyed all the evidence.
She did, unfortunately,
That's
but
okay.
there was a lot. There's still a couple, like you can still see some of it in my, especially in my window, because my
Okay.
window's over here. I had to take my AC, the wall AC unit out, because I realized, oh my gosh, the sun and the ash is getting inside. Sure enough, it did. Some of it's still in there,
Yeah.
and then on my window seal, you can still see some of it there too.
Okay. Yeah, the window unit ACs are gonna have to get replaced because there's just no way to clean the interior of it. Right?
Okay.
So it sucked all that stuff in there.
Yeah.
The only way to get rid of it is to pull it all apart.
Okay.
And it's cheaper to replace it than pull it all apart.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But-
I know. Starting to look like.
Back door.
100 has been more. Actually, I'm looking at it now.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, here, I
Look
can
at
move it. So this whole back here looks just like that.
All right. It's all over the floor.
Yeah, you can still see it. And then there's some here at the edge, right here too. I wanted to just
what?
switch here. Sorry, it's kind of cramped. Excuse me. That's where my brother and my dad.
All right.
It's like the living room, dining room area. That's neat.
In contrast, the two neighborhoods that we visited were as far apart as you could be. One was full of people that were working class, blue collar. Many of them lived multi-generational in their homes, grandparents, children, and grandchildren. And others were more affluent people that had second or third homes in Pacific Palisades. And while the devastation was massive, you had to feel for the people that had lost their primary home, especially those with the blue-collar lifestyle and didn't make a lot of money. Today I'm in Pacific Palisades handling some of these fire insurance claims. I'm out here with an industrial hygiene company, and they're doing some testing for the smoke damages and the lead, asbestos, especially for the older homes and that type of stuff. And the destruction here is just the camera doesn't do it justice. There's guards everywhere, National Guard, California Highway Patrol, local municipal police, you name it, they're out here, they're watching everything, which is good, but there's really not a lot as far as things to loot. I mean, it's really weird how some of the houses are surrounded by houses that are burned out. Like this house behind me over here is in good condition. I mean, relatively speaking, it's probably smoke damage, but if you look over here behind me, you'll see this and all the houses along the way, this one here, but you'll see other ones down the street. These are all burned to the ground. There's nothing here anymore for these people. So we'll be spending some time in Pacific Palisades. This is a higher end neighborhood. Some of these people have furniture that is worth more than most people's houses. It's really crazy. Again, the Kling Connection, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. This is not our normal travel video, but I wanted to kind of let you guys in on a little bit about what we do. And we just don't make money by doing YouTube. I make money by being a public insurance adjuster that helps people with insurance claims. If you've ever suffered a loss, you know exactly what a public adjuster is. If you've had to use one before. If not, well, I help property owners get the money they need from their insurance company. So we're out here today trying to help these people out. The damages to the properties were massive, but there was really no rhyme or reason to how the damage happened. At one corner, you could have a home that was completely unscathed except for maybe some smoke damage. And next to it, you could have a home that was completely burned to the ground and had its car parked out front marked scrap for the people to come take away. During my month-long stay in the area, I ran into all sorts of people. A firefighter who had just graduated from fire academy that was looking for a job but didn't graduate early enough to fight the fires. The grandson of a 4-star admiral that had fought valorously in World War II, an art collector, an Egyptian doctor, and so many more people. The one thing that they all had in common was they'd lost everything. Unfortunately for a lot of these property owners, State Farm insurance had pulled out months before or even weeks before, and they'd all had their coverage dropped. They were then covered under something called the California Fair Plan, which, while it is something that insures the property, the policy limits are only around $3 million. And if you know anything about California, $3 million is a drop in a bucket, especially as you get to areas like Pacific Palisades where the homes are over $100 million. Also, the Fair Plan didn't cover things like smoke in your clothes or in your furniture or any type of soot damage. It was only really physical damage from the fire that they would cover. So these people had a lot of uphill battles to go. And unfortunately, a lot of them will never get fully repaid for all the damages that were done, if at all. The insurance industry is ripe with all sorts of people. Everybody from the honest person that makes the claim to the contractor that takes advantage of people to the insurance companies paying out or not paying out. But at the end of the day, everybody was hurting. There wasn't really a lot to be said to these people that had lost pretty much everything. The eeriness of walking into their homes and seeing old Christmas decorations 3 months after Christmas had ended, dishes in the sink or toys under the tree that had been left there in order to let people evacuate before the storm or the fire hit. Many of the homeowners were lucky to have insurance companies like Chubb or even Liberty Mutual. Even though they might still be fighting for damages, at least they had coverage. So not everybody was out of luck. I also met a number of people that had USAA insurance that were covering them. People were coming from all over the United States to assist. I met contractors from Utah and Colorado and New York, public adjusters from as far away as South Carolina, and attorneys that moved in to assist property owners, as well as family and friends. And the donations from a lot of these organizations to help these people out was immense. It was really moving to see this happening.